Chapter 8 Sacrifices. Abby was out with the Flyer Brigade. Their leaflets read, "Boycott segregated stores. Don't shop in stores that discriminate." Abby handed one to Mrs. Willoughby, a neighbor. "How will I get the things I need if I can't go downtown?" Mrs. Willoughby asked. "I'm not sure," Abby said. "Mama says we'll just make do or do without." Mrs. Willoughby looked at Abby a moment and smiled. "Well, then I'll do the same." Mr. Horner took one of the flyers, but he didn't read it. Mrs. Sanders slammed the door after saying, "This is all just a big inconvenience." "You're just going to bring trouble to us all," said Mrs. Bosley. That was the same thing Aunt Mittie said. "People like that are just chicken liver cowards," Abby told her friends back at her house. Mama looked at Abby with disappointed eyes. "No, daughter, they are not cowards," she said later. "They are afraid for good reasons. They know what hate groups are capable of doing to Black people. We need to be respectful to those who disagree with us, or we're no better than the mob." Later that evening, Mama and Abby got ready for a meeting. Next door, Aunt Mittie was taking clothes off the line. Abby went to the fence. "Come with us, Aunt Mittie. Please, please, please," she said. Aunt Mittie kept right on working. She didn't answer. Maybe she was thinking about it. "John is speaking tonight. Don't you want to hear him?" Abby went on. "Hush, girl!" Aunt Mittie's eyes flashed anger. She tossed a bunch of clothespins in a sack and walked over to the fence. "I'm proud of my son. I love him. And if you loved him, you'd try to stop." Tears were in Aunt Mittie's eyes, and she was unable to finish her sentence. "Ships are safe in a harbor," said Mama, coming up from behind Abby. "But ships are made for sailing, sister dear." Abby had heard Mama say that many times. Now she understood. John was like a ship. He wanted to change things, and that meant he had to go into scary waters. Mama and Abby went to the meeting at the African Methodist Episcopal Church without Aunt Mittie. It was crowded. Speaker after speaker came up to talk. "I don't think things will ever change. I've gone to 5 sit-ins now. We still don't get served." "It's awful discouraging," said one man. But right away another man leapt to his feet. "We must keep the faith," he said. "I, for one, will not give up until we get what we deserve. Who will stand with me?" "I will," said Miss Jenkins. She was Mama's friends from the Quilters Society. "I will," said another person, and then another. The whole crowd was standing and singing. It was a song Abby loved, and she sang along, too. "We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday." Suddenly, a voice from the back of the room stopped singing. "Attention, everybody!" a fireman shouted. He was pushing his way to the front of the church. Holding up his hands, he announced, "The meeting's over. According to the fire department rules, there are too many of you people in here. Time to go now." "But we've never had a problem before," said Reverend Phillips. "Well, you do now," the fireman said. "This is just a way to break up our meeting," someone said. "Won't let this stop us," said another. "We'll find another place to meet," John stood up and said to the crowd. Then Reverend Phillips began singing again, a different song, an old Negro spiritual. Abby took Mama's hand and held on tightly as everyone marched out of the church. They sang, "Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. I'm gonna wait until my change comes. Don't let nobody turn you round, turn you round. Don't let nobody turn you round. Wait until your change comes. I say I'm gonna hold out, hold out, hold out. I say that I'm gonna hold out until my change comes. I promised the Lord that I would hold out, hold out. I promised the Lord that I would hold out. Wait until my change comes."